I would like to welcome everybody to the Devin Smith PS4 Sports League Network live on YouTube, PS4 live stream, Joe Price Facebook. Today we're doing week one of the Madden League season 12, 2018. We have San Francisco 49ers at Minnesota. Vikings underway. If anybody want to join any leagues, friend me on my PSN at Joe Price 834. Friend me on Facebook under the name Joe Price, or friend me on my YouTube page, Devin Smith. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you can be notified for new content. Also, check out my Facebook page, Joe Price Hall of Fame, which is an exclusive championship Facebook page that has playoff championship content from the past and the current.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. On tap, we've got what should be a fairly intriguing matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Minnesota Vikings. With that, we send you up to US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Standing by our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the San Francisco 49ers. And hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, when you and I were going through our final run-throughs at breakfast, we kept thinking tonight we're going to get to see a couple of very good passing offenses.
And we're talking about both sides having multiple receivers that could have an impact on this game. It's not just one guy that's going to make all the plays. If you take him away, maybe number two, number three, they make the big plays that impact who wins the game.
And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. We're going to look at Jimmy Garoppolo. He'll be under center, the fifth-year quarterback who's in his second season now with the 49ers.
San Francisco gave New England a second-round pick to acquire Jimmy Garoppolo's services, and it might turn out to be the steal of 2017. How about this for immediate impact? Took a 1-10 franchise, and when they put him in the starting lineup, won 5 straight games. In fact, in San Francisco, in some quarters, they're calling him Jimmy GQ.
Now a play fake here on first down. Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. And he's able to get this one up to the 45-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Linval Joseph. Breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. On play action. Now Garoppolo. And he's going to go down again. Sheldon Richardson in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. Richardson, the former NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year back in 2013.
Yeah, just remember, this guy's talent is absolutely undeniable. And don't worry about his sack numbers. He's rushing from the inside most of the time, but he creates such havoc getting back to the quarterback, breaks down pockets left and right.
So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by their big offseason signing from Michigan State in his 7th year. It's the veteran Kirk Cousins.
I do hear some mild criticism of Kirk Cousins in his play the last few seasons in Washington, mainly because the team was just 24, 23, and 1. But I also saw a quarterback with an offensive line that essentially introduced itself to each other in the huddle before the first snap in Seattle against one of the best defenses in the NFL. Win that game with big plays late. This is a tough-minded, hard-nosed, gritty quarterback that tends to inspire a team to play better around him.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. And the offensive starters for the Vikings.
The Vikings' top 2 receivers match up with any pair in the NFL, and I'm talking about Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs. And how about this? Both underdog success stories. Diggs, a 5th rounder in 2015. Adam Thielen, undrafted in 2014. Now they're helping set the pace for wide receivers in the league.
Cousins now on 2nd down. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. The Vikings 1st down. Diggs able to find his way free and get the catch from Cousins. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the 1st quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rally to him quickly.
And that's what you count on. And I like what you just...
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the former Super Bowl MVP Malcolm Smith. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out.
Holding offense.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. Garoppolo now. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. And a quick look now at the offense for the 49ers.
And wide receiver Marquise Goodwin showed in 2017 he's more than just an Olympic long jumper. Showed more facets to his game. Not just a long ball threat either. Could catch it underneath. Nearly 1,000 yards in receiving. And had more catches last season than in his 4 years combined in Buffalo.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. 3rd and long, defense with no fear. They brought the pressure.
Zero fear at all. That means they feel really good about the guys who are going to cover. But the biggest one is they think their pressure will get there before he has a chance to find an open receiver.
And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. And a look now at the defensive starters for San Francisco.
And when you make an investment in a position, defensive line is a great place to do it, and the 49ers have done exactly that. Solomon Thomas, 2017 draft. Eric Armstead, 2015. DeForest Buckner, 2016. They should be a formidable defensive front.
Second down, Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Eric Armstead able to get him for a loss of about 3. That's something this coaching staff told us they want to see a lot more of this season.
I imagine the entire time in the offseason when these guys were taking breaks from watching film, when they were out running and doing all the other things, all they were thinking about is how do we create more sacks? They loved what they just saw there.
Because they were near the bottom of the league in 2017. That one goes for 29 yards on third down.
All right, now here we go.
First carry for Latavius Murray. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football, but they face a second and long to start things out. Give. This is Cook. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. The tackle there by Eli Harold.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see that open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth. And nobody was open downfield there. Looked like a pretty clear throwaway.
Yeah, definitely was that. I'm wondering why there wasn't intentional grounding. I know they're saying there's a receiver there in the area. Those darn quarterbacks, they get away with everything.
Spoken like a true defensive back, Mr. Davis.
Did that come out?
It did.
Okay.
And Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. Jimmy Garoppolo and his offense heading back on the field. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off, because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest. They go play action here on first down. Over the middle, complete. That's Taylor. And he's brought down after a good gain. 23 yards on the play. Garoppolo on first down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter in there to sack him for a loss of 6. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Garoppolo looks to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. Well, they tried to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. Left side caught by Diggs. Pretty nice move, but not a ton of space there. They stop him shy of the 25. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
What terrifies defenses when they see slant routes thrown is that the receiver is on the move, and oftentimes he catches it and gets upfield. Does a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him for a minimum.
It's complete to Diggs. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
They'll run here. It's Murray. They fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll check in with our Jonathan Coachman. He'll have highlights and analysis of the first half, and our highlights will likely be on the defensive side of the football here. Scoreless game. First down. Here's Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up to the line. Now a second down throw for Cousins. He'll find Thielen right in the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A first down from Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen. Play fake. Cousins. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. First down, here's the run with Cook. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, "Who is this guy? He's special." And he said, "Dude, you watched a home run hitter on the field."
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes the timeout. And now we're set to get going. First red zone chance now for the Vikings. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7. Throwing is Cousins. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. On second and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone. Cousins. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Eli Harold in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
And the pressure gets to him again. Eric Armstead in there to drop him for his second sack now here tonight. On now is Kai Forbath to try the field goal. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And Forbath will put this one through. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been all about the defense, just a lone field goal in that first half, and as a result, not too much available in terms of highlights. But that's okay. We've got a full half to go. And to bring it your way, let's get back out to Brandon and Charles.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Off the play fake, Cousins going deep for Diggs, but he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now, in the second half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call and get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Give him 30 yards there. Great patience in the pocket. Of course, it's easy to be patient when the protection's good, and it was.
Yeah, you got to pat those guys on the helmet and say thanks because they gave him plenty of time to stay back there, survey the field, go through the reads that he wanted to, and deliver the ball accurately. That was really well executed. But they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
first play of the drive goes to McKinnon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The tackle made there by Harrison Smith. And he had a great read there from his free safety position. And, Charles, you know with those guys, it's all about their eyes. They have to be laser-focused.
Yeah, I had to fake my way through it when I was playing, but now I can see exactly what they're doing. And on that play, he obviously had no presence to feel like he's being pushed for a pass. And without that, that allowed him to get up to the line of scrimmage and hold him to no gain.
Garoppolo to throw on second down. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
The Niners on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. Garoppolo. Throw left side, caught by Goodwin. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And now out comes Minnesota. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offensive coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. On second down, Cook. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On third down, Cousins. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be 4th down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Here's Ryan Quigley now as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is taken at the 23. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
And that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
CPU, right?
And now out comes comes Minnesota. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he stopped immediately there. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle. And a couple of big boys up front defensively, and in that 4-3, those D tackles so vital.
Extremely vital. I love how you described that, because if they control things up front, often it's over the guard. Sometimes they slide and make it over the center. It's really hard to get a play started then, because a lot of teams want to start inside out running the football. But against a good 4-3, you may not find any space. And on that play, there was zero space, no gain.
Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's first and goal. Now a play fake here on first down. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. A diving catch for the score. He laid out. That was special.
And you know the first thing they're going to check, right? Did he complete the process of the catch? All the way through, all the way to the ground. Ball doesn't hit the ground without control in his hands. All of that, yes. Check the box. Touchdown.
Forbath able to convert the extra point. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. Forbath out to kick this one away. Set to return. Here's Raheem Mostert. Solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Goodwin. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've got momentum going, so you know I'm a big advocate. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Throw another play at them while you've got them rocked on their heels.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin. And that'll bring up second down. Another incompletion with that one. He's just 7 of 14 throwing the football. 50%. Typically not going to get it done, is it?
And let's just make it simple. And that's exactly why they trail.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side of the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Here we go.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. He can run for it, and he will. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Opted to run for it. The decision of Goodwin, picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Garrett Selleck, the tight end, was the target. And now it's 2nd down. For pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it. And in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Garoppolo to try again on 2nd down. Throw taken in by Taylor left side. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. 68 yards receiving now for him in the game. And a first down on that last catch as well. To throw is Garoppolo. And his throw here is incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the dejection. Feel like nothing is working offensively. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Back to the air on 2nd. It's Garoppolo. Complete to the right. This is Garcon. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Sheldon Richardson in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. The field goal we just saw has this now at a 1-score game. And on this side of the football, things are getting pretty tenuous, a little stressful.
Blood pressure up a little bit, you think?
I think up a lot of it.
Could you imagine taking the pulse right now? It might be like a jackhammer out there on that side of the ball. But here's what the deal is. I think what we've observed is a team that's been playing not to lose as opposed to playing to win. And they've got to get back to that. And that means opening things up again, being a little more free in what they're trying to get done on offense.
Again, it's Murray. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. This is taken at the 18. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
And now out comes Minnesota. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on first down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if you pick up the first down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to 2nd and 1 is probably better than picking up the first down because in college football, the clock stops with every first down and actually aids the defense in that situation. I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium. That certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost felt like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you?
I
You loved
did.
the defenses.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.